Hi everyone, it's Andrea. Welcome to Online Storytime. I have missed doing Online Storytime with you all. It has been a little while, so I have something really fun planned for today. Today we are doing, anybody guess? That's right, we're doing an Under the Sea story time. And actually this little guy is going to be my first story. He is a giant squid. And the name of his book is called I Am the Biggest Thing in the Ocean by Kevin Sherry. I am a giant squid and I'm big. I'm bigger than these shrimp. I'm bigger than these clams. I'm bigger than this crab. And I am bigger than that jellyfish. I'm bigger than these turtles. You see all the little turtles? I'm even bigger than this octopus. He is very big. I'm bigger than that shark. Shh. Let's hope the shark doesn't get him. I'm bigger than this fish. This fish, and this fish. See all of the fish? I'm the biggest thing in the ocean. Uh-oh. What is that? Something a little bit bigger than him. I think it's a whale. Oh, there is a whale. What happened? Looks like the whale got him. Can anybody tell where our squid friend is now? Looks like he's inside the whale with the turtles and the fish. And there's the shrimp. There's even the jellyfish. Looks like the whale got all of them. I'm the biggest thing in this whale. He might not be the biggest thing in the ocean, but he's still the biggest thing in the whale. Okay, next book we're going to read is called Clark the Shark Dares to Share by Bruce Hale. Clark the Shark loved school. He loved his teacher and he loved learning, but sometimes Clark got a little mixed up. One marvelous morning, Mrs. Inkydink told Clark's class, "Time for show and share." Benny Blowfish went first. He played a song so sweet and sassy that Clark couldn't help but dance his funky shark dance, with a hip and a hop and a skiddly widdly wop. "Sit down, please," said Mrs. Inkydink. "But I was sharing too," said Clark. "Sharing is caring," said Mrs. Inkydink, "and everyone must learn to wait their turn." "I get it," said Clark, but he didn't really. At Reading Roundup, Amanda Eelwiggle won a scrumptious prize for reading the most books. "Sea slug ice cream?" asked Clark. "Yum, yum, I want some." "That's up to Amanda," said Mrs. Inkydink. "But sharing is caring," cried Clark. Mrs. Inkydink nodded. "Yes, I'm aware, but the giver chooses when to share." "Sharing is caring," said Clark. In reef hockey, Clark chose to share his spectacular skills. "Hockey is awesome," he roared. Clark front faked and back faked. He stick checked and decked everything but passed the puck. His teammates were cranky. "Hey, hotshot, let someone else score, why don't you?" said his best friend, Joey Mackerel. "But we all shared the win," said Clark. Coach Krabby scowled. "A win's not okay unless we all get to play. Sharing is complicated." After school, Clark and Joey Mackerel played Sea Wars at Joey's house. Woo! Is that Dark Waiter? Asked Clark. Best birthday present ever, said Joey. Want to play with Fluke Seawalker? Clark really wanted Dark Waiter, but Joey asked him to wait his turn. Then, when Joey went to get them a snack, Clark couldn't resist. Must be my turn. It was, after all, the coolest toy ever. So he thinks it's his turn, but I'm not sure Joey said it was okay. Sea Wars rocks, cried Clark. Pow, bam, crunch. Uh-oh. Can you tell what happened? Looks like he broke it. Clark, cried Joey, you broke it. Sorry, said Clark. I was sharing? Joey shook his head. That's not sharing, he said. That's taking and breaking. Clark the shark swam home, befuddled and bewildered. He didn't understand sharing at all. And when he arrived, Clark found he wasn't the only one who didn't get it. Mom, cried Clark, my cap. He borrowed it. He bit it, and now it's ruined. Can you tell who borrowed his hat? Looks like his little baby brother shark. Teething or no teething, Clark's mother said. That's no way to treat a cap. She told his brother to ask before borrowing, but she told Clark, you have heaps of caps, and if you have a lot, why not share a lot? But Clark didn't want to hear it. He swam to his room and sulked up a storm. Sharing is caring, Clark grumbled. It's not taking and breaking. But this only reminded him of what he'd done at Joey's house. Clark's head hurt, as if a big sharky thought was trying to break free. So sharing is waiting your turn, letting everyone play, the giver chooses when, not taking and breaking, and giving what you've got a lot of. Sharing was confusing. But, thought Clark, it also might be worth getting right. Mom, he asked, will you help me bake something? The next day, Clark gave Joey a home-baked krill cake and a great big sharky apology. I think I'll share this with the whole class, said Joey. Really? Said Clark. Really, said Joey. And when Amanda Eelwiggle saw all that cake being cut up, she said, you know what goes well with krill cake? No, what? Said Clark. Sea slug ice cream. And just like that, she scooped her treat onto everyone's plate. Does sea slug ice cream sound very good? Not really. But sharing does sound really fun. Clark the shark looked around at all his classmates enjoying cake and ice cream and got a warm, wiggly feeling way down deep inside. What is it, Clark? Asked Mrs. Inky Dink. What do you think it is? With a ginormous grin, Clark broke into the funkiest, sharkiest, funky shark dance ever. And this time, all his classmates joined him with a hip and a hop and a skiddly widdly wop. Sharing is sweet, cried Clark the shark. So we ended up having a lot of fun. Okay, I think it's time for a song. Are you guys ready for a song? All right. Once I get started, you guys might know the tune to this one. I'm going to do it with a scarf. So if you have one at home, you can pause and you can go grab it. If not, you can just do the same thing I do with your hands, okay? All right. The fish in the sea go swish, 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 swish. The fish in the sea go swish, swish, swish all day long. The dolphins in the sea go round and round, round and round, round and round. The dolphins in the sea go round and round all day long. The sand in the sea drifts down, 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 down. The sand in the sea drifts down, down, down all day long. The waves in the sea go up and down, up and down, up and down. The waves in the sea go up and down all day long. All right, let's do one more with the fishes. The fish in the sea go swish, 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 the fish in the sea go swish, swish, swish all day long. All right, good job, you guys. Thanks for singing along. All right, time for our next book. This one is called Tippy Tippy Splash. And can you see what animals are on the front? Those are bunnies. Do bunnies belong at the sea? Not usually. Let's see what happens. Mr. McGreely had bunny problems. He had bunnies in his garden, bunnies in his shed, bunnies in his cupboard, and bunnies in his bed. I can't take it anymore, bellowed Mr. McGreely. I need a break. I need to escape. I need a day at the beach. Mr. McGreely grinned as his idea grew. What fun, he exclaimed. I will search for shells, fly a kite in the sky, surf on the waves, and build a big, tall sandcastle. Best of all, there won't be any pesky bunnies in sight. So bright and early the next morning, Mr. McGreely packed his surfboard and snorkel, his sand pail and shovel. Then he bustled off to put on his bathing suit and tippy tippy pat, click clack snap. Can you tell what snuck in his car? Looks like some bunnies to me. Minutes later, Mr. McGreely slid into the driver's seat. Goodbye, bunnies, he called out. Hello, fun. He hummed a snappy, happy tune all the way to the beach. And they are hiding in his back seat. Uh-oh. Sneaky bunnies. Once there, he spread out his blanket and flopped onto his belly. Ah, he sighed, let the fun begin. But, tippy tippy pat, flip flop flop. When Mr. McGreely saw the three little bunnies sunbathing on his blanket, he was angry. Oh no, he exclaimed. No bunny, no how, no way is sharing my fun day. He stomped away in search of shells. He uncovered half a sand dollar and 2 cracked clamshells. By golly, that was fun, exclaimed Mr. McGreely. And just look what I found. He skipped back to his blanket. Meanwhile, Tippy Tippy Grab plucked from the sand. Tippy Nab. 3 little bunnies combing for shells, dragging a sack as big as themselves. Oomph. You see what the bunnies got? All kinds of shells. A lot more than Mr. McGreely. When Mr. McGreely saw the 3 little bunnies' big heap of sea treasures, he was really angry. Trying to show me up, eh? He sputtered. Well, let's see you wily bunnies do this. Grabbing a kite, he ran up and down the beach. The kite bounced along behind. By golly, that was really fun, Mr. McGreely wheezed happily. And my kite even lifted off for a second. He headed back to his blanket. Meanwhile, tippy tippy dash, down the shoreline, tippy flash, 3 little bunnies flying a kite, clutching the string with all of their might. Whee! Looks like they're flying a kite better than him, too. When Mr. McGreely saw the 3 little bunnies' kite swooping and soaring above the clouds, he was really, really angry. You infuriating flop ears may have caught the breeze, he cried, but I bet you can't catch a wave. And tucking a surfboard under his arm, he sprinted across the sand, dove into the surf, and smash! Glub, glub, glub. He washed ashore, spitting and sputtering. Fun, Mr. McGreely coughed, and dripped back to his blanket. Do you think he surfed very well? Looks like he fell in. Meanwhile, tippy tippy dash, riding the waves, tippy splash. 3 little bunnies glide on shore, then giggle and wiggle, and splash back for more. Cowabunnies! When Mr. McGreely saw the 3 little bunnies shooting the curls and riding the waves, he was furious. Blast you, wily bunnies, he shouted. You want to see fun? I'll show you fun. They're doing everything better than him. He's not happy. Snatching up a pail and a shovel, he stormed down to the beach to the sandcastle contest. First prize wins lunch at the Veggie Hut, said the judge. Mr. McGreely dropped to his knees in the sand. By golly, he fumed. Let's see those 4 pug show-offs do this. And he started building, but crumble, tumble, plop, plop, slop. All he could make was a mound of wet sand. So much for my fun day, sniffled Mr. McGreely. He wiped a tear away. But then, tippy, tippy, tippy. Who do you think it is? Ta-da! Mr. McGreely looked from the bunnies to the other castles, then back to the bunnies. Well, maybe, he finally said, just this once. He's going to let them help him. So together they shoveled and shaped, scooped and caked, molded and piled, and patted and raked. And they built a big, tall sandcastle. It was decorated with seashells. A bright kite fluttered from one of its towers, and a surfboard served as a drawbridge. Look at that big sandcastle. The winner, declared the judge. He slapped a blue ribbon onto the castle and a gift certificate into Mr. McGreely's hand. Mr. McGreely grinned. Now that, he exclaimed, was fun. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Uh-oh. Who's eating his lunch now? Bunnies. The end. All right, time for our next book. This one is one of my favorites. It's called Swim, Swim by Lurch. That's Lurch. Can you tell what animal he is? He is a goldfish with a hat. Swim, swim. I'm lonely. I need to find a friend. Swim, swim. Yowza! Swim, swim. Looks like he sees something. Pebbles! Will you be my friend? I say, Pebbles! Will you be my friend? So you are not talking. Fine, be that way. This is a big world. I'll find a friend. Do Pebbles talk? Swim, swim. Bingo! Looks like you see somebody else that might be his friend. Swim. Sir, would you be my friend? I understand. You don't want to talk to me either. Looks like that's a decoration. He's not going to talk either. He can't talk. Good thing you can't see tears underwater. Wait, I hear something. Do you think it'll be a friend? Swim, 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 swim. Howdy, Bubbles. Blub, blub, blub. Blub, blub, blub. Do you kids speak fish by any chance? Blub, blub, blub. I guess not. I'll try talking Bubble. Blub, 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 blub. Yipes! Whatever I've said is making them run away. Oh dear. It's official. No one loves me. Hold on. This guy seems to really like me. It's a cat. You think that's a good idea? Maybe. What's your name, pal? Yum. Nice name. My name is Lurch. Lunch? No, Lurch. No, I think you're Lunch. Okay, I'm Lunch. Lunch. Meat. Dinner. Looks like he's going to eat him. Do you think he's going to eat him? My name is Dinah. Bloop. He didn't eat him. He put him in the bowl. Oh. Oh. Aw. Would you be my friend? Yes. Swim. Swim. Hold fins. Swim. The end. Looks like you finally found a friend. All right. I think it's time for another song. If you guys remember my crab friend from the beginning, we're going to bring him back for this one. All right, this song is called Cranky Crabs. 5 cranky crabs were digging on the shore. 1 swam into a net, and then there were 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cranky crabs were floating in the sea. 1 got tangled up in seaweed, and then there were 1, 2, 3. 3 cranky crabs were wondering what to do. 1 dug a deep, deep hole. Then there were 1, 2. 2 cranky crabs were warming in the sun. 1 got scooped up in a cup. Then there was 1. 1 cranky crab was smarter than his friends. He hid behind the jagged rocks, and that's how this story ends. The end. All right. You guys ready for the next book? This is called The Pout-Pout Fish. What do you think a pout-pout fish does all day? They pout. Deep in the water where the fish hang out lives a glum, gloomy swimmer with an ever-present pout. I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout-pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes a clam with a wide-winning grin and a pearl of advice for her pal to take in. Hey, Mr. Fish, with your crosstown frown, don't you think it's time to turn it upside down? Says the fish to his friend. Nice thought, Miss Clam. I hear what you're saying, but it's just the way I am. I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout-pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes a jellyfish. He floats through the ocean, his tentacles all trailing in gentle locomotion. Hey, Mr. Fish, with your daily scaly scowl, I wish you wouldn't greet us with a grimace and a growl. Says the fish to his friend, Mr. Jelly, I agree. I'd like to be more friendly, but it isn't up to me. I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout-pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes a squid, quite a slender, squiggly sight. She is squirmy, she is squelchy, she is slightly impolite. Hey, Mr. Fish, you kaleidoscope of mope, how about a smile, a little joy, a little hope? Says the fish to his friend, Mrs. Squid, I would try, but I haven't any choice. Take a look and you'll see why. I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout-pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes an octopus with 8 great arms, covered on the underside with tiny sucker charms. Hey, Mr. Fish, let me tell it to you straight. Your hulky-bulky sulking is an unattractive trait. Says the fish to his friend, Mr. 8, my chum, with a mouth like mine, I am destined to be glum. I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout-pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Now along comes a fish in a silent silver shimmer. The gang has never seen before this bright and brilliant swimmer. She approaches Mr. Fish, but instead of saying, hey, wonder what she does. She plants a kiss upon his pout, and then she swims away. Oh. Mr. Fish is most astounded. Mr. Fish is just aghast. He is stone-faced like a statue. Then he blinks and speaks at last. My friends, says Mr. Fish, I should have known it all along. I thought I was pouty, but it turns out I was wrong. I'm a kiss-kiss fish. This is a kiss-kiss face for spreading cheery cheeries all over the place. So I'll smooch, 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 smooch. Smooch. He used his pouty lips for something a little nicer than pouting. All right, and that is all for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, everybody.